Hey everyone, it is Tuesday and it is now 3:06 and I woke up an hour and a half ago. I literally slept Tuesday till 1:30 p.m. and it felt great. Since it's Tuesday and I did nothing today, seriously slept till 1:30, I decided I'll use today to kind of use a time to have like a heart to heart, and kind of share something big with you all, how I felt honestly in the moment of losing my job, like what it felt like in that exact moment for me. And then what it felt like a couple hours later and whatnot. The emotions that no one ever talks about. I can only give my perspective on things, and that's what I plan to do in this episode. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so now I have to be completely honest, and I want to be honest in this. Yes, that job was not my passion. I want to start with that. It wasn't what I dreamed of. It wasn't like the thing that I thought I'd be doing as a kid when I grow up. I actually want to be a teacher when I grow up. It wasn't any of that. But it still was my purpose, if that makes sense. Like, it didn't light a fire underneath me every morning, but even if, okay, maybe this way, even if your job's not your passion, it's still part of your identity. And losing that part of your identity still hurts. I still felt lost, still do feel lost. I feel a little confused, like, why, When you can really dig deep into yourself and you're asking yourself why, and you can't find out an answer, you will get lost in that. And I do find myself questioning that every now and then. And then also the uncertainty of what happens next. Not too sure of that either. You see, when I first heard the news, about 4 hours later, like after they delivered, and I had to go to my desk and pack all my stuff in that moment. You don't get a chance either. You don't get a chance to like process it and then come another day to pack up your stuff, and I understand why, for safety reasons and whatnot. But they watch you and you pack everything up, and I've never had that happen before. So I'm trying to not cry and, do all that extra stuff. I'm realizing that everyone is watching me, and I'll admit though, there was a part of me that felt relieved in that moment. I was just relieved to finally break the normal, break that constant feeling of being stuck in a rut. What am I doing next? Is the company looking of, moving me up? Am I contributing enough? Am I doing enough? All those things that weigh on you as a negative talk was now like, it doesn't matter. And that was relieving, But beneath all of that, there was still a sense of loss. Like I've talked about a bunch now so far this week. I lost my routine. I knew exactly what I structured on. I knew how I was going to do everything. My kids' baths to their clothes getting washed. Everything was geared towards work. So now I had to change that whole routine. You can't go, okay, 8 to 5 now, or 9 to 5, or 4, whatever time you work. I'm just going to sit around and do nothing. And then keep the same routine. It doesn't work that way, So all that was gone. My stability was gone. My financial stability, my career stability. I never thought it would happen to me, and it did. All that was pushed aside. And I was familiar. I talked about before how like I knew my coworkers. I knew which ones were the ones that were harder to get along with and the ones that were great. And it's just what life is. And I lost all that. And I realized I had to start from over. And that loss of the career identity, that purpose in my career, and the financial security really weighs on you. And you got to think about it later on as you're going to adjust yourself. So, yeah, honestly, at first I didn't mind it, but as I sat and sank in, it sucked. So yeah, I may not have been passionate about my job. It still played a significant role in my life, though, and it provided my family with everything that we did: our health insurance, our income, our trips, everything. I actually laid off and didn't know about it. I was on vacation, and I messaged my manager at the time, and I asked, and I got no response. I messaged another person, and I thought, no response. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm good then, because I was going to stay an extra day because I enjoyed unwinding. And I came back to work, and then that was the day I was laid off. And I have a little bit of resentment towards that just because I feel like it's a tough time, and being able to unwind and process a little bit while I was on the beach. And I'll add pictures, like maybe somewhere over here. But I had a blast, and knowing that I could have extended that and dealt with that feeling while my kids were having fun, my husband's having fun, we were all just having fun, would have helped a lot more than them waiting for me to rush back to contribute more, to just be told not to contribute more. But here's what I come to realize, through all of this. Losing my job isn't the end of the road. And I know I say that, and everyone says that, and it's like, well, you can't really think of anything else at the moment. I can't either. But I know it's not the end. I mean, when I think about it, it can't be the end, right? It's Tuesday. Wednesday's going to go by. Thursday's going to go by. Days are going to go by. Ain't the end. So if I'm sitting around wondering and crying, and again, I'm not shaming anyone that does. Do it. If that gets your emotion out, do it. But for me, being proactive and being useful is my number one favorite thing to do. And I'll be geared towards that. And that's what makes me happy. I see it as more of a chance to kind of reroute and explore new paths. New opportunities, new connections, new things that I couldn't do before. I can discover if I just like to use something over another. I can use technology. I can play around with things now. I have nothing to hold me back. So I would say to anyone out there who's going through something similar, I want you to know that it's okay to feel upset. Even if your job wasn't your passion, you're okay to feel upset. Mine wasn't, and I'm upset. I've been recruiting in the recruiting space now since I was 18. And I'll be honest, I'm 33 now. And I love helping people and connecting people to opportunities. And I love building the strategies. I love selling the companies that I partner with or the things I do. I love that. That's what I love about my job. So the moment I don't get to do that anymore, the moment I don't feel as passionate, or the moment I don't get to be as honest, and I'm very big on honesty when it comes to recruiting, to anyone I'm recruiting, all of that weighs on you. And simply said, it still hurts. Still hurts. So what I will say to you guys is your feelings are valid. And it's important to give yourself space and grace and time to process them. And you take that time. You don't have to worry about getting this routine and stuff going together. I keep telling myself it's just the beginning of a new chapter. I'm going in a new direction. And who knows, maybe this is that catalyst to something even greater. An opportunity for me to look at what my true passions are and how I can then generate that into, doing something I love every day. And then also giving my family that financial stability, that insurance stability, all the things that role gave me and more. So how can I take what I did have from that stability, the connections, familiarity, how can I take that and make that even more enhanced by including that with my passions, including that with my structure? And I think that's what this opportunity is going to give me. And that's the way I'm going to see it.